I just came across the original handout that I used to give to the Navy SEALs for Doc Parsley Sleep Remedy. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Parsley. I'm a former SEAL and physician for the SEALs. Got back to the SEAL teams as a physician after taking a time out to go to medical school. Worked with a lot of SEALs to help them get off of Ambien and alcohol, other sleep aids they're using to try to get themselves to sleep. The reason for it wasn't because they were having tough sleep, because SEALs don't really value sleep. You know, we spend a whole week in training without sleeping just to prove that it's a luxury and we don't need it. That's not true, by the way, but that's what we think in the SEAL teams. So I spent a lot of time working with guys purely just to help their performance. They came in, they weren't putting on muscle, they weren't maintaining muscle, they were getting fatter, they were getting weaker, they were getting slower, their motivation was going down, their sex drive was going down, cognition, they couldn't remember things, they couldn't concentrate very well. Really, it would have been pretty normal if they were 65 years old and 30 pounds overweight, but they were young, athletic, ripped up, jacked Navy SEALs. And we figured out that sleep was a big problem. I didn't know how at the time, but we figured it out over time. Just by testing a bunch of labs, we found out that all of their anabolic hormones were really low. Anabolic hormones are what make you grow, what make you faster, put on muscle, make you stronger. And their catabolic hormones, which are what break you down during times of stress or starvation, those catabolic hormones were high, the anabolic hormones were low. And after doing some self-education and training with some experts, I figured out that the Navy SEALs, as young and strong and athletic and hard charging as they were all suffering hormonally as if they were a lot older. And I figured out that was by and large because they weren't sleeping well. They were only getting about 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night, and they were drugging themselves for a lot of that. So we figured out, with the help of the Navy SEALs, just one ingredient at a time. I wanted them to get off of the sleep drugs, and I wanted them to minimize their alcohol intake. So we worked it out over time. About 6 months it took us to come up with this formulation here. And they were having to go around to all the health food stores. This was before Amazon Prime, and they had to drive around from health food store to health food store, supplement stores all across San Diego, and get all these ingredients. And some of them were powders, and some of them were pills, and some of them were liquids, and some came in 30-day supplies, and some were 90-day supplies, and it was a hassle. SEALs travel a lot; they had a hard time traveling with it, so they just harangued me into making a product out of it. I really didn't have any interest in that. I was a doctor. I was happy doing my doctor thing. But I decided to take a year off of practice. I left my brick and mortar practice and start the supplement company with the intention of getting it off the ground, giving the SEALs what they needed, and then going back to practice. And then I found out that the need wasn't just with the SEALs. It was nationwide. It was worldwide, but we only sell in America. But nationwide, everybody was having sleep problems. Everybody was having problems falling asleep, staying asleep. And I found out that the sleep supplement that worked for the SEALs surprisingly worked for everybody else. Lifestyle medicine is a huge component of it. You can't just you can't do everything wrong and take a sleep supplement of any type and expect that to fix it for you. So you have to behave well. You have to eat decently. You have to exercise reasonably. You have to control your stress reasonably, and you have to have some sort of bedtime routine. The more consistent, the better. All that information can be found all over the internet. It's all over my website, blogs, videos, all kinds of stuff. You can find that sleep hygiene type of information. And I designed this formulation really just to be a way to concentrate all the nutrients in your brain that you need in order for your brain to drive you to fall asleep and to keep you asleep. Most of you have heard that blue light, is what interferes with our ability to sleep. So the way we evolved to be on this planet is when blue light leaves the sky because the sun goes down, it triggers something in the back of our eyeballs to let our brain know it's time to go to sleep. And, ancestrally, we spent about 3 hours getting ready for sleep. So the sun went down, that starts a cascade of events in your brain that gradually makes you sleepy. Nobody spends 3 hours getting ready for bed now. So the idea behind my product, no big trick really. It's just we're going to concentrate everything in your brain in say 30 minutes that would have ordinarily taken an hour. right? So instead of needing 3 hours to get ready to go to sleep, you can do it in half an hour to an hour. So you take your sleep supplement, you go on about your nighttime routine of, being in a cool, dark place, relaxing, de-stressing, all of that stuff, and get in bed. And so by the time you're ready for bed, there's enough nutrients in your brain to feed all of those cascades to help you fall asleep and help you stay asleep. And that's the evolution of my product, and that's the thesis of how it works. Unlike a sleep drug, there's no trick in here. What sleep drugs do is they take some physiologic mechanism and they make a molecule that's similar to that binds a lot harder and makes the process work a lot faster or a lot longer or something like that. And of course, that distorts your natural physiology. And of course, the best thing you can do for your physiology is to optimize your normal physiology, which is the intent behind it. So what makes this product different? Not only are there no tricks in it, there's no pharmacological tricks in it like drugs have. Like I said, it's every nutrient that your brain needs to initiate sleep and to maintain sleep. And you can buy any one of these ingredients on their own, and lots of sleep formulations out there, lots of sleep supplements will have one or two of the same ingredients, and they're worried about one pathway. What I've done with this product is I have supported every possible pathway that's involved. Every single nutrient that your brain would need to initiate and maintain sleep is in here. 15 years of work on this. The reason I believe firmly that this is the best product on the market is because I've literally put everything in there that I know that works. Everything that's been scientifically proven to work that helps you sleep is in the product. If I could make it better, I would make it better. Like I said, every time I come up with a way to make it better, I improve it.